Dinesh, you have been an inspiration to students and staff here at GBS. Thank you for all you do and thank you for being here today.
Indeed, it's my great pleasure.
So, we're going to dive straight into my questions. I know you started at GBS as a campus coordinator. As far as I know you've been in GBS for quite a long time. Can you tell us your story and how long have you been with GBS for?
Yeah, my commitment or committed life with GBS is for more than 5.5 years
Oh,
now
wow, that's a long
as a
time.
full timer. But before that, I'm associated with the GBS as a consultant. And yeah, so my commitments are a great time of my life is with the GBS.
Well, it seems you've been here for quite a very long time. And so tell us about your new role. You know, your role as the head of community outreach. What does it entail on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah. This is a new role which has come up to me. I was otherwise with the different roles I've been working with the GBS out of my journey. And this new role takes me to reaching out to communities and showcasing the GBS, what GBS is doing a wonderful job for the communities, and how the lives through education, lives of people is being transformed. So that is a commitment what the GBS is, which is one of the value of the GBS. So that is my main role, which I'm associated with and which I'm responsible for.
Oh, thank you so much. And you're doing that really greatly well. So tell us, who has been the most significant inspiration in your career? And how have they influenced your approach to community outreach?
If I go back to my journey when I was a child, for my 12
I like that one.
12 years of my journey, that is up to A level in India.
Okay.
We call it intermediate, 10 plus 2. It is we were very poor academic, they financially. So it was only the one Christian charity which was supporting me for my clothing, food and shelter. And so I remain very humble and I feel honored to have taken birth in such a family where there was things were not that much, but the Christian charity supported like anything, and it made me so humble, and I wish to give back to humanity. And that is a God's wish that I'm surviving here as a good human being, and I consider myself, this is what is my responsibility to give back, and that too. The platform cannot be better than if it is education. Education is the best platform.
I like that. That's inspirational. Now, are there any books, leaders, or philosophies that has profound or has impacted your professional journey?
Yes, indeed. I saw the commitments level and action orientation of my father and mother, the way they were associated and upbringing the big family and without having better means. And so that was the thing, and always used to be very near to the religious or one Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And Gita is a religious book, but it is an action orientation that one has to remain action oriented and decisive. So that is the values which I developed it, and that is precisely is the value that I'm surviving with. So that philosophy, I maintain it. It is not from the angle of the religion. I'm talking as a human being as to how we should be coming up in life successful, and how the corporates would be training their executives. So I'm one of the executive with this particular corporate. So that is the philosophy I still maintain it. Action orientation and not remaining indecisive.
Oh, that's great. Now tell us, can you share a story of a student whose life was positively impacted by your outreach efforts?
Yeah, I used to look after admissions for some time, and few of the students came up there, and one of the students was very uncomfortable that I may not be selected. So I trained him, no, you can do it.
Yes.
Have a feeling, positive feeling, you can do it. And he made it. He made it with all our efforts and with our directions. And once he's selected, he transformed his life through education. And one fine morning, I find 3 boys coming up running, and they say, we want to meet you. Then I was surprised why the new people are coming. And he said, we are friend of that. And he has changed completely his body language, his education, his way of talking, walking, his language, his selection of words. And as if he's a manager. And he's no more a taxi driver of Uber with us. And we still want to continue as a taxi driver. And we are still there. Can we also be the part of like that? I said, that is the most amazing thing which I feel that we have been able to give it back. And then those people were also inspired. They took admission with us, and now, of course, they have transformed their life. So that is the commitment what GBS is. So I feel so great about that part, and it's a good journey.
I think it is. I think it is the kind of that's contagious in changing lives. Now, jumping into my next question, how do you envision the future of community outreach in higher education involving over the next few years?
Higher education in the UK, not only in the UK, world over, I'm talking, but with precise reference to the UK, as we are in the UK for the time being here, what I'm talking about. The higher education and communities, they go hand in hand. So it is the equality, diversity, and inclusion. If these values are not taken into consideration, higher education and having a motto of transforming the life will not be fulfilled. So therefore, the future is great, and without EDI, our equality, diversity, and inclusion, there is no future. So we have to respect that ADI concept in all education institutions, especially higher education, because they have to become good managers and a good citizen and a good worker to work in the responsible position. And our students are really showing up that way.
Talking about our students, so what advice would you give to our students or someone out there who's aspiring to work in community outreach in higher education? Someone who's hoping to be like your great self.
I would definitely say remain committed, and they should always remain committed to the cause. So I always say, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is achieved. That is the Swami Vivekananda, one of the scholars, has mentioned it. I maintain that ethic. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is achieved. So that is one has to come out of his comfort zone. So that is the meaning about it. And they have to come out of their comfort zone, and they will definitely achieve it. That is the message I wish to give.
That's great. Thank you. So going back to your career, what would you say is the most important lesson you have learned?
I personally feel that without the human development, which is possible through education, the societies cannot improve, the communities cannot improve, economic strata and upliftment cannot take place, and the happiness cannot prevail. The way we are seeing the world right now, so many wars and so many ego problem and what you call intolerance is there. So if at all, one has to be tolerant enough to understand. So it is an education and the values of an institution, which GBS is showing up values, inculcating. We are inculcating in them, in our students, through several forums, several talks, and they will become tolerant, and they are competent, skilled, and they will definitely be a very good citizen of the country.
Oh, thank you so much for that. So outside work, I'm sure you do quite a lot. So what do you do outside work? What are your personal interests or activities that inspire you to keep motivated?
Besides teaching and playing with the books, India in the books, gardening is my passion.
Oh, I love gardening as well.
And it is not because I'm a very good gardener and all, because I'm very near to the nature. I'm very near to the life. And therefore, I feel so much enthusiastic about while playing with the plants and playing with the flowers and managing it. So gardening is my passion. And then, of course, some of the outdoor games, which whenever I find time. And remaining very near to humanity and going Saturday, Sunday, generally I'm addressing some of the sessions in some of the charities, which is so that I'm very near to humanity.
Yes. And before I get to my last question, I just wanted to know, so who in your personal life has inspired you the most, and how have they influenced your approach to work and life?
Yeah, if I see in the background, it is Ratan Tata, one of the industrialists in India, and he's so much committed and so much of attached to the humanity, and major portion of his earnings he has already given to the human causes, and he lives with the human values, and he's a great leader. And I wish to be people to be, or the corporates to be like that, and try to be a very good human being. And so that is what I aspire to be.
That is inspirational. And lastly, before you go, can you describe yourself in 3 words?
Yeah, I can. But before that, I would like to say one quote also.
Okay.
That the ship is safe in the harbor, but that is not the ships are made for. So we have to come out of the comfort zone. And when it comes to me describing in the 3 words, I can say the committed. Then I can positive, and be a good human.
Dinesh, you are an inspiration. Thank you very much for being here today.
My pleasure indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.